Well, it was a mystery for 40 years, but today in court, the killer in a 1984 Minneapolis cold case admitted to the crime. Matthew Brown was then immediately sentenced to 20 years in prison. KARE 11's Lou Raguse was in the courtroom and has an update.
This case was set to go to trial later this month, but so many important witnesses have died over the last 40 years that this plea deal, with Matthew Brown receiving 20 years in prison, was what all sides agreed was the best resolution.
I do find that you've knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently given up your right to have a trial in this case.
Matthew Brown finally admits stabbing Bob Miller to death 4 decades after the crime.
Mr. Brown, is there anything you want to tell me before I sentence you?
No.
And the only person in the courtroom to issue an apology was the prosecutor regarding the agreed upon 20-year sentence.
We just want to apologize to the family and the public for this sentence not necessarily reflecting the severity of his conduct.
The crime was difficult to solve in 1984 because of its randomness. Brown now admits he followed a woman he didn't know home from a bar. He cut open a window screen to get inside, and when he was confronted by Miller, Brown stabbed the 32-year-old man to death. But Brown left behind blood that Minneapolis police eventually were able to match to him through DNA testing and genetic genealogy, the use of family trees and public DNA websites.
I just never thought it would be resolved,
Miller's older brother Jim was too emotional to read his victim impact statement in court. He says he thinks about Bob every day. His family supports the plea deal, and they're showing the killer incredible grace.
I wouldn't dishonor my brother by being angry or being hateful or having vengeance. So he wouldn't like that. He was a gentle soul.
The cold case is now closed, the resolution reflecting what the prosecutor calls a balance between the severity of the crime and the provability of the case. Brown will have to serve 13 of the 20 years before he's released from prison. He would be 80 years old at that time. Brown's attorney said this essentially is a life sentence for him. Back to you.